what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
How you doing, guys, ladies? Welcome back to the Identity Booth. We are your host. That's Heero. I'm Eric. And we have an amazing show for you today. As you guys know, this is Saturday, July 24th. Man, it is the Saturday Money Shot, the Money Show. We come on here and talk to you about what we're looking at in the markets. I am on the futures and commodity side. Heero is on the stocks and REITs and the dividends. And the two of us, I think, have a pretty good strategy. We definitely want to make sure that we inform and give you guys as much information to make sound financial decisions, and at least just put something on your brain, on your radar to be paying attention to. So today, what we're going to be talking about is, again, the real estate market. Now, I know if you've been watching any length of time, you know that I've been talking about this for like a month now. There is a serious shift in millennial and zennial people to go away from purchasing a single family home because the cost and the maintenance are becoming larger than they're willing to pay. Mm-hmm. With the cost of living and inflation rising faster than salaries, essentially, it's becoming more and more difficult for home ownership to be attainable by the average American. Secondly, the amount of people actually linking up long-term relationships, pooling their money and resources, going in on a house, again, that's shrinking as well. And so that left a wide open lane for greedy people to capitalize on what's going on. So there are several companies. You can go back and watch some of our other videos. We go into it. But there is an official list of about 15 cities that are actively building thousands of single-family homes. They expect over 12,000 single-family homes to be built this year, and that's going to increase drastically. I'm here in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas is number 5 on the list, with over 500 single-family homes being built this year. Houston is number 2, with over 1,000 single-family homes being built, and these again are for rentals. If you want, you can Google and find the list. I live here in Texas, and so that's important to me to know. But this is a huge phenomenon. And over the last 18 months, we've seen an influx of over $10 billion pumped into this niche market. And you guys got to understand, 2008, we had subprime lending. That dog won't hunt anymore. So what do these greedy venture capitalists have to do now? They have to continue to get into real estate. And here is the scary thing for those of you who are not paying attention. Why would a venture capital firm spend hundreds of $millions in real estate? They're doing the same things the banks are doing, but this is the legal way they can do it. They can't give their cash to the Federal Reserve in exchange for something. They don't want to put it into the stock market because, again, that's not tangible. So what are they doing? The oldest tried and true asset class that everybody has access to is real estate. And so what do? I take my excess cash because I don't know how much it's going to be worth tomorrow, and I'll purchase real estate. And then I'll get passive income forever so long as I keep the house. And this is how I get my money into something that I can't really lose. And this is becoming a huge problem. So there are, here in Dallas, there's some businesses. There's one business, Max Barbecue. It's been around for 66 years, bro. I read the article, dude. It was 66 years. And crazy, bro. So the dude, his father started the business in 55. And this guy ended up passing the business to his son now. His son ended up going to Texas A&M, getting an architecture degree, got out of college, couldn't find a job, and this is in 1982. We have these same cycles. This dude spent all this money on college only to come back and run the barbecue restaurant that his father did, and he's been running it his entire adult life. He just said he's ready for a break. This guy said after the pandemic restrictions went into place, the following day he went from making $2,000 a day to that next day making $58. He said he's never been able to get back even close to that. So he tried to sell his business. Nobody would buy it. So he just decided to lease out the property, and now he's gonna go and do all the things he wanted to do as a young man out of college.
Mm.
So silver lining there, but not so much a silver lining for another barbecue place here in the city called Lakewood Smokehouse. Now I used to live around the corner from there. They used to be one of my go-to spots to go watch the game, to go get some queso, some wings, some smoked turkey, some chopped beef. And now they're gone after 5 years. The owner said their cost to do business went up 20 to 50% after the pandemic, and the money has never been there. There's so many places that are going out of business because the cost to do business is going up. They can't get staff to come in and work because the people are making more money at the house. They can't get people to spend money that they don't have on the food, and they can only mark it up so high without turning people away. So what do? You're in a rock and a hard place. They've just out and out to say, hey man, listen, we love the community, but we have to bow out. And so after seeing that, I was asking myself some questions here, and I want to ask you, if you were in this situation, where would your mind be? Like you saved up your money, you had this vision, you created this thing. I know it's a gamut of emotions, but what do you feel like your headspace would be, and what message do you have for those who are watching us about the times that we're living in?
I'm going to say this, and I have to be, what I'm about to say is the equivalent of ripping the Band-Aid off first. Big fish eat little fish. That's just the way it goes.
Yep.
But now the softer side. Adaptation and growth and development are the fundamental cornerstones of human evolution. From a biological standpoint, so therefore it must exist in our financials, our day-to-days, our analyticals, our everything. It has to be part of it, right? You can't just sit here and assume that you're good enough to come up and roll up on these big boy companies. Like this mom and pop shop, for how great their food is, they're not beating McDonald's. I'm sorry.
No, they're not.
I'm sorry.
They're not.
And that's not a fault of yours. But I'm looking at this mom and pop shop. Do they understand the importance of IT support, financial literacy, so they could get on those cash apps? Because there were certain companies, and this is the crazy part, there are certain companies who did upgrade in real time and say, okay, we're going to go into this Grubhub and all this other stuff. And now that they can open up their stores, they're not, because it's financially disadvantaged for them. They can upcharge and get bonuses from people on their write out calls, and then not have to pay staff, insurance on the housing because there's no one in the building. There's just so many fees and expenses that they don't have to worry about. So they're just staying closed and they're doing delivery only. I went to 2 sushi spots. As you guys know, I'm a connoisseur of sushi, so I travel around. But I went to 2 sushi shops here in the new city I'm living, and one of them was actually closed, and I was so baffled because it said it was open and it's takeout only. We don't have any restrictions on being open right now in the state I'm in. So it was really baffling me to do it. And then I thought about it. It's a way of life, right? It's a way of life. I feel for these people, but I more feel for them because they didn't get on the wave. Like me and Eric constantly talk about how our podcast, our channel would have been massive if we had just gotten out of our fucking way. Like if we had just been like, suck it up and been like, all right, we'll do this stream thing. Because I look on Twitch all the time. I don't see too many people dual screen streaming with their partner and have a setup where no matter where the hell we are in the world, we can always go live. As long as I'm in, at least one of us is by a desktop, we can always go live. Like, it's crazy that like me and Eric had to push ourselves to innovate. And me and Eric can attest, it's difficult. It's difficult to just suck it up and be like, okay, cool, we're going to do this, and this is how it has to be done. But when you don't innovate, you propagate to degradate. And, I mean, idle hands do the devil's work. And just looking at the picture that's on the screen of these 2 old folks, like my guy's not even has a digital watch on. It speaks to the times that they're in. It speaks to how they choose to live. I don't condemn them for that, But it's hard for me to sit here as a person giving you advice on how to make proper decisions in the market and decisions in investment, to look at them and have empathy. I mean, have sympathy. I mean, you can have empathy, but you can't have sympathy for this, because people will eat that alive and take your money.
Yep.
This story was designed to help bolster their market. If they do get a bolster, it won't last because they're not prepared to properly innovate. It sucks to say this,
they're
but
closing. They're closing.
so it's over with. It's over with.
Yeah, they already leased the space to a Mexican restaurant. That's a done deal.
And it sucks, but I mean, that's, man, I hate to say it, but like, use this as a teaching moment, if anything.
Mm-hmm. You have to be nimble, is what Heero's trying to get across to you. You have to be financially nimble. Live below your means. Think about the things that you absolutely have to be able to conduct your business and live your life and support your family. And those things that can be done away with, do away with them.
Man, we talk about this. We talk
Dude,
about living below your means.
Me and Heero both got new jobs. Both of us got like a 25% raise. And you know what we did? We changed nothing about our life. In fact, we decreased our bills. We decreased our bills. Why? Because we see what's coming.
Huh?
We see what's coming. And I mean, you guys are going to see in a minute why we're that way. And if we save more money, we can invest more money. The only way to be free, truly free, is to be able to control where you live at without interference from creditors, and to control what you drive. And by control, I mean own. You know, Heero and I would tell you, we don't believe in not having titles. We have the titles to our cars. We have the titles to where we live. That's very important to us. And everybody looked at us, well, Heero, your car is 10 years old, 12 years old. Why don't you go get a new car? Why? My car works. If it breaks, I fix it. I'll keep it. I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off me. Same thing, Eric, man, you got a raise. Like, why don't you just go ahead and get your truck? Nah,
new money is not an excuse to get new toys.
It's not.
It's not an excuse.
Money, what they say, money is an amazing slave, but a terrible master. And if you don't have mastery over your money, you will be a slave to it forever. And it does not care about your feelings. It has no empathy. It will not forgive you. You have to rule over it. And you just gotta know, hey, listen, I need to think about this. I need to find something to take this money and put it into so they can make me more dollars. And that's really what unfortunately these couples, this older couple and then the other barbecue establishment, it just decent business model, good product, just the adaptability wasn't there. Could you have found a smaller space? Could you have, if you own the space, could you have rented that out to a restaurant that could have afforded it, and then you moved to a smaller space and maintained your business? Maybe you didn't have a sit-in restaurant. Maybe it was a food truck. Maybe it was a smaller space where it was walk up and takeout. Yeah, I mean, there's things you gotta think about it. You gotta adapt and be better than the market. And if you want to be better than the market, you're on the right channel, because we do this for real. So anyway, man, that's all I got to say.
Well, then you guys know where to find us. This is the Identity Booth. We are always going to be out here holding it down for y'all. Hey, the link tree is in the comment section right now. Please check it out, because that's the easiest way to find us and find everything that's going on about us. We could be found on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. It's a gambit of things. We implore you to come engage with us on whatever platform you guys are on, because one day me and Eric are going to come to terms and realize that we need to innovate, and things that are holding us back in the social media platform verse, we're going to probably have to leave it behind. So support the things that you're truly interested in, and let us know like where you guys want to see us next and how you guys want to support us. But for all those other things, like, share, subscribe, it's the easy way to help us. Papa Bezos went to space. Big Daddy came back and he gave us some money for that. So if you have a Twitch profile, which you should have as long as you have a Gmail account and you have an Amazon account, Prime particular, Join those two together like Captain Planet and save our world by donating a little bit of money to us. It's free to you, important to us. Anchor, who is a great platform, also is paying us. They pay us pennies on the dime, but we have I think we're up to 4,000 listens on Anchor, and we only have 200, 300 videos on there. So it's pretty awesome to see that. Definitely want to set out for that, but for everything in between time, in the meantime, you guys take care. Eric, last words, man.
Put on your mask. The Delta variant is a real thing. It's not fake news. I swear.
It's not.
I'm a healthcare professional. I got scrubs on to prove it. Can you see my scrubs?
But it's
I
so
got
hard to find through the daily grind. We're working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.